Hi, welcome back to the Systems for Business series of videos on how to get operating systems into your business. You'll recall that in the last video we built the list of business components that your business needs to operate. Now let's go to the next level of detail and work with one of the business components in particular. Once you understand how this process works, you can apply it to the other components in the next few days until you have the complete model built. For this segment we're going to work on the component of staff and organizational structure. This is a good component to start with because it's present in every business and follows a sequence that's easy to understand. Even if you've just got yourself and one other person in your business, you still need this. Don't kid yourself that only larger businesses need effective staff management processes. Having them increases efficiency, and that's how fledgling businesses get to be the big ones. So again, here we're going to use a template. So if you haven't downloaded it, just pause the video now and start the video again when you've downloaded and printed the template so you can write on it. This exercise is to capture in one succinct list all of the things that the business does under the heading of staff and organizational structure. In fact, that's not quite correct. You see, this part of the building process is part of the building process of your business. So we're talking here about the way you'd like it to operate. It may not have all these things in place just yet, but if you think they should be on the list, then put them down and we'll be able to build them into your business as we continue on our journey to systemize it. Here we're designing the future for your business. So where do we start? As always, there's a logical process to this, and the logical place at the beginning of this one is the overview flowchart attached to the template, and this will give you a clue. In an organization, we have to design the intended structure of a business. The staff structure is designed in an organizational chart, so this is the first function. So the first line to write on your template is design the organizational chart. After this, we need to find people to fill each of the roles on the organizational chart. It sounds easy, but it's a detailed process, so let's take it a step at a time. Think through the sequence of the lifetime interaction between a staff member and your business. Before we even meet them, there are some things to do, so you can write these down on your template. If you miss these, just pause and replay the video. First of all, we create their written job description. And then what we do generally is write an ad for the position so we can advertise to find someone. Then we may or may not contact an employment agency if we're going to use them to find staff. We evaluate all of the responses, and after that we create a short list of the ones that we want to see. Then we conduct some job interviews. Then there's a selection process to choose the best applicant. We figure out what wage or salary that we're going to pay. Then we send them a letter of appointment to the one that we've selected. And when that's all signed off and somebody's actually taken the job, we advise the unsuccessful candidates that they haven't been successful. Yes, I know a lot of people don't do this these days, but it's still polite to do it, and the technology can help you here. So at this stage, the person that is technically on our team, so we should set up for them an employment file. So that's most of the steps in the hiring phase. Then the new person arrives for work for their first day, and we enter the next phase. A good business is prepared with an induction or an orientation process. There are lots of steps in an induction process, like gathering up the details for their payroll, superannuation, setting up email addresses, giving them the right procedures to familiarize themselves with, and as well as all the normal stuff like showing them around, introducing them to the other staff. Now, so much time is wasted at the expense of the business when new people start and they're uncomfortably hanging around because they don't know what they should be doing, and the people that they're asking for advice are already busy, and that's what we're setting out to avoid. So you can see the payoff of getting it right is already significant. Actually, way more than it costs to be part of our process you get just back on getting your staff productive in the first stages of their new employment. So we'll build this detailed induction process later, and there's another template for that in the Systems for Business website, but for now just put induction process as a one-liner on your list. Okay, so we've got a few things on our list so far, and to continue our list we just keep asking ourselves the question, what happens next? What happens next? What happens next? We may have, for instance, an employee handbook or a code of conduct that covers how we operate and what we expect from employees on things like our email policy or Facebook time or dress standards. Yes, we can give you a template for all of these as well. It's in the Systems for Business website. So what happens next? They work in their role. but there are holidays and leave applications and recording and wages, salaries, tax, superannuation payments, year-end group certificates to create. And then there should always be a staff appraisal process. So put this down as one line on your template. We take a special view of these because the way our templates are set out for this, the appraisal process is a two-way growth discussion. It's all about support and systems, and it works brilliantly for all of the parties. More on this when you're building your systems, but back to the task at hand right now. And if we're really good, we have an occasional staff function. And what about training plans for staff and maybe even a career plan? Okay, so we know that not everyone stays forever. So the last phase is the exit phase. Now, we need an exit process. This covers things like getting keys back and diverting email addresses and changing passwords. And in most cases, an exit interview is very productive to find out where our systems broke down to bring about the leaving, if indeed they did. That way we can use that information to build even stronger systems for the future. So an exit process is something that should go on your staff list as well. So now you've built the detailed framework to support the business component of staff and organizational structure. Now, it won't be perfect just yet. The business is always evolve, but at least you're on your way. Now you have this list in front of you. Just ask yourself this question: how good would it be for my business if we did each one of these functions perfectly every time, the same standard way? Obviously there's going to be an improvement there. Well, if that thought inspires you, stay with us, because that's where we're taking your business, and you're probably starting to get the feel for the size of the job ahead. But don't worry, because we've got plenty of shortcuts in the website, and we've done this many times before. So stay with us for the next video that'll be delivered to you, and we'll move on to the next step in that video. Thanks for watching.